What is the need of a better communication? What is the need of even learning how to communicate well? Because you have seen people, you have seen those students who may not have that much knowledge, who are not, intelligent enough, but still they outshine each and every student in the class just because the way they speak. So communication इतना ज़्यादा important है. How do you communicate? I'm not talking about only for professional and corporate world. I'm talking about your real life, your normal life. How do you communicate in a day-to-day life? So before discussing how well we can communicate, we should know what is the importance. Why is it so important? So, it's been such a long time, मुझे ये ऑब्जर्व करते करते हो चुका है that not in just school, not in just college, even the corporate world, offices, your workplace, or your normal life, okay, your work life as your professional life as well as your personal life or any other area of your life. It is really important and it makes a huge difference on someone, on how they are talking to people around them. Because जैसा मैंने पहले बताया, कुछ स्टूडेंट्स ऐसे होते थे जिनको नॉलेज नहीं होती थी इतनी, बट जितना उन्होंने पढ़ा होता था, जितना उन्होंने सीखा होता था, वो उसको इतना कॉन्फिडेंटली बताते थे, इतना कॉन्फिडेंटली सबके आगे रखते थे, सबको ऐसा लगता था दैट पर्सन नोज इट, दैट पर्सन नोज एवरीथिंग. और कुछ लोग ऐसे होते थे जिनका पेन गेम इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग है, पेन गेम इन द सेंस दे कैन राइट, दे कैन लर्न, वो क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर सकते हैं, बट उनको एंड दे आर स्कोरिंग 95+. Okay, they are scoring the highest marks, but when it comes to speaking in front of the whole class और उनको स्टेज पे बुला लिया जाए, आपने देखा नहीं उनकी क्या हालत हो जाती है. So it is really important. Now I'll discuss some topics, or better I would say I'll discuss some points. Okay, I'll keep it raw like this only. The very first thing that I have observed from my personal experience is that speaking slowly makes a huge difference. It is just so simple, if something is about the economics, there's a rule about demand and supply. So if something has a more supply, if something has a large supply, a large amount of supply, then its demands gets lower. But if something is scarce in their availability, then the demand will be higher. You know this rule, right? Same goes with your words. If you know someone who keeps on talking about anything, who keeps on talking, like you're so much familiar with their voices that that if 5 लोग अगर कहीं खड़े हैं तो that person is going to be the one who will be speaking over there, right? Then your words have no value. But when you speak slowly, like I am doing right now, when you speak, being present in the moment, when you're putting all your presence of your mind, you're actually thinking and then speaking rather than just for the sake of speaking. You're just spitting words. No, it makes a huge difference. So if you want your words to hold some sort of value, if you want yourself to be considered someone who's giving an important advice, you should consider speaking slowly. Another thing, अगर हम बात कर रहे हैं किसी पर्सन से, let's suppose even talking on a call, listening is very important. आई नो अभी ये सुन के लग रहा होगा बड़ा बेसिक है यार, ऑफ कोर्स लिसनिंग, वी शुड लिसन. नो, most of the people are not listening. They are just waiting for their turn to reply. Let me say it again. Most of the people are not listening. They are just waiting to reply. Okay? So they are not actively listening. Because if you are actively listening, you will only speak when it's required. So when you listen to someone, it makes a huge difference. I've seen people complimenting, me as well. That, यार तू सुनता बहुत अच्छे से. And I have observed this quality in all those high quality people in my network, that they listen very carefully. They stay so much present, even over a call or in person as well, that you'll feel so relaxed, because लोग ढूंढ रहे हैं यार, लोगों के पास वो लोग हैं ही नहीं जो उनको genuinely सुन रहे हैं, who are not just giving them advice, who are actually listening to them. Okay, so it is very important to become a good speaker, to become, to communicate well. You should first, if you ask me what is the number one rule to be a good speaker or to communicate well, I would say listen. Communication starts from listening. It doesn't start from speaking. It comes secondary. Okay, so listen. Now, of course, एक challenge मुझे आता है when I talk about this. Sometimes you get people who are just unnecessary, they are just बोलते रहते हैं. Then you have all the right, you have all the permission to stop them. If you don't think this conversation is going anywhere, or this person is just if that you don't know that person personally, of course, right? So you can stop them. And how would you do that without being rude? You can do that by उनकी बात काट दो, right? मैं यही करता हूँ. अगर कोई पर्सन बोल रहा है, या मेरे नोन में भी अगर कोई है, मुझे पता है ये पर्सन, विद ड्यू रिस्पेक्ट, मुझे पता है ये पर्सन बहुत ज़्यादा बोलता रहेगा, तो मैं एक बात उसकी आगे बढ़ा देता हूँ. आई वुड से चल ठीक है, ऑल राइट, और यार पता है तुझे ये भी हो रहा था, अगर मुझे कोई उसको बात करनी है तो मैं बात काट दूंगा. अगर वो इम्पॉर्टेंट नहीं है, ऑफ कोर्स, राइट, तो देयर इज़ नो पॉइंट ऑफ वेस्टिंग टाइम. एंड देन आई कंटिन्यू विद द कॉन्वर्जेशन. एंड अगर मुझे जाना है तो आई विल से पोलाइटली, ओके, सो लेट्स जस्ट टॉक लेटर यार, आई एम हैविंग दिस वर्क एंड आई विल जस्ट कॉल यू बैक एंड विल टॉक लेटर. सिंपल. टाइम भी नहीं वेस्ट करना ना यार, पूरे दिन सुने जा रहे हो, लिसनिंग का बोल दिया तो यू जस्ट कीप लिसनिंग, ऐसा नहीं है. ओके, नाउ थर्ड थिंग, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, एंड ये अप्लाई होती है व्हेन यू आर communicating with people in person. Okay, not on phone or not even on any other stuff. आप मिल के बात कर रहे हो तो कौन सी चीज़ें और मैटर करती हैं, जो मैं यह भी कर रहा हूँ. You guessed it right. Expressions and hand gestures, these are very important. Imagine if I'm saying something like that, you should communicate well, it is very important, and you will have lots of benefits if you learn how to communicate well. If I'm speaking like this, like a robot, right? But if you want to look more effective, efficient, you should consider speaking like, communication is really important, because it makes you understand what people are trying to convey, and at the same time it makes people understand what you are trying to talk to them, right? So it is very important for both the parties. You see, it all comes natural. Smiling and moving your eyebrows and doing all that naturally. So don't be a robot, use all these. Okay, कीप इट नेचुरल, ओके, यू विल कीप इट नेचुरल। उसको ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि वो अलग ही दिख रहा है। कुछ होते हैं, कुछ लोग को अननेसेसरी हैंड मूवमेंट्स बहुत ज़्यादा होते तो वो अलग दिखने लग जाते। वो वीडियो स्टॉप हो गई थी, ठीक है। हाँ, तो इसलिए हैंड जेस्चर्स एंड एक्सप्रेशंस ऑफ योर फेस आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, सो इनको यूज़ करो, ठीक है। सो या अभी के लिए इतना ही रखते हैं। बाकी मैं प्रॉपर पॉइंटर्स जब बना के आऊँगा, एक प्रेजेंटेशन अच्छे से प्रिपेयर करके लाऊंगा टॉपिक्स, तब आई शेयर मोर, ओके। तो या अभी के लिए सिर्फ इतना ही।